Okay. Okay. So now in this presentation, we are introducing a special class of topological space, is mainly called Badi space. And in this presentation, mainly I introduce two big class of spaces that are Badi spaces. One is every complete metric space is Badi space, and another is every locally compact Hausdorff space is Badi space. So, and the theorem, the every complete metric space is Bari space. So this theorem is sometimes is called the Bari category theorem or Bari's theorem. So here is one is confusion word. This is category. So now the word category is actually there is no relation with the categorical language, that is category theory. So for this reason that the categorical language developed after the Bari's work. Okay. So here is, I think, category means just as a classification, the word is used the category. Okay. So now this theorem is very important in topology and analysis. So and is lots of applications, and no, in fact is non-trivial applications. Is in open mapping theorem, closed graph theorem, uniform boundless principle, and lots of in non-trivial application have using the Bayes category theory. So now, however, so the application of this theorem is not present in the, is this presentation. Just I will introduce two special class of Bari spaces that are called locally compact Hausdorff space. This is Bari space, and the every complete metric space is a Bari space. So for this, just we introduce some important definitions. Now, first recall that what is interior of a set? What is interior of a set? So now suppose capital A is a subset of a space capital X, and the interior of capital A is defined as the union of all open set of capital X that are contained in A. In other words, the interior of capital A is the largest open set containing capital A. So now another just definition, that space capital A is dense in X if A bar equals to capital X. Okay, so a subset that is it is just intrusion is just one line proof. A subset capital A of a topological space capital X is dense in capital X if and only if every non-empty open subset of capital X contains at least one element of capital A. And so now we say when a capital A has empty interior. So now capital A has empty interior means capital A contains no open set of capital X other than the empty set. Okay. And equivalently, if capital A has empty interior, if every point of capital A is a limit point of the complement of capital A, and that is if the complement of capital A is dense in capital X. So thus, it is easily follows that if a set capital A has empty interior, if and only if a complement is dense in capital X. Okay. So here we say a subset U is a neighborhood of X, means U is an open set containing X. However, there are another definition of neighborhood of X. So now in this presentation, throughout we use we mean U is a neighborhood of X if U is an open set containing X. Just some examples of interior of a set. Just consider the set Q of rational number, and that has an empty interior as a subset of R. And but the interval close 0, 1 has a non-empty interior. So again, if close 0, 1 cross 0, is nothing but is just has empty interior as a subset of the plane R2. So same as the so does the shape, the subset Q cross R is also has empty interior. So now we define the what is the Barry space. So a topological space capital X is said to be Barry space if given any countable collection of closed sets of capital X, each of which has empty interior in capital X, their union also has empty interior in capital X. Okay. So in particular, if capital X is a Barry space, so then capital X cannot be written as a countable union of closed subsets with empty interior. So this observation is quite important in some applications. So for example, suppose the space Q of rational is not a Barry space. So we take any point Q, small q belongs to capital Q, and we consider the set singleton sets Q. So then this set has empty interior in Q, and and capital Q is the union of such set. So capital Q is the countable, and since Q is countable, so Q is the countable union of its one point subsets. So Q is not a Barry space. Okay. So now a subset capital A of space capital X is said to be first category or a mega set in X if it was containing the union of countable collection of closed sets of capital X having empty interior in capital X. Otherwise, it is said to be second category. Okay. So now clearly by this definition, it is obvious that a space capital X is a Barry space if and only if every non-empty open set in capital X is of second category. So in particular, since capital in a topological space capital X itself is an open set, so then capital X itself is in second category. Okay. So now here we give another criteria for a carry space in terms of dense set. So suppose a topological space capital X is a Barry space if and only for any countable family of open dense subset in X, the intersection is also dense in capital X. So this is very useful in application. Okay. So suppose for this, suppose let UN be a countable family of subset of capital X and put UN complement equals to capital X minus UN. And if each UN is open and dense, so then if and only if UN complement is closed and empty interior. So here the already we mentioned that a set has empty interior if and only dense. So for that reason, UN is open and dense if and only if UN complement is closed and has empty interior. Okay. So therefore, the union UN complement, so that has empty interior if and only if the union n equals to 1 to infinity UN complement, their whole complement is dense. So therefore, for this reason, the space capital X is Barry space if and only for any sequence UN of open and dense subset of capital X, the intersection is dense in capital X. Okay. Okay for everybody? Hello.
Yeah, fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So now we define locally compact space. So in fact, I prove that every locally compact Hausdorff space is Barry space. So first we define what is locally compact space. So first we define locally compact at X at a point. So now a topological space capital X tau is said to be locally compact at X if there is some compact subspace C of capital X that contains a neighborhood of X. So reminder here, neighborhood means just neighborhood of X means the open set containing X. Okay. So then we say that capital X tau is locally compact at the point X. So if capital X is locally compact at each of its points, so then capital X is called locally compact space. And another definition that is subset capital A of a topological space capital X is said to be relatively compact if its closure is compact in capital X. So however, there are lots of definition of locally compact space, but all definition of locally compact space is equivalent in a Hausdorff space. Okay. So however, just one exercise here that so before we give some examples of locally compact space. So by my definition of locally compact space, every compact space is locally compact, and every discrete topological space is locally compact. So because we take any point x belongs to capital X and consider the singleton point, so this is also compact subset of X, and this is also open neighborhood of X. Okay, so for this, so capital X is locally compact. So now, to prove every locally compact Hausdorff space is Barry space, so for the proof, we use that exercise, that capital X tau be a Hausdorff space, then it is locally compact if and only if every point x belongs to capital X, and for each neighborhood capital U of X, there exists a relatively compact neighborhood V of X such that V bar subset of U. Okay, so now for this exercise, I will discuss with everyone. So Anupam.
Yes.
Yes. Can you answer this exercise? Can you give the answer this exercise?
Let X tau be a Hausdorff space, then it is locally compact if and only if every point has a neighborhood. Relatively compact neighborhood V. Yes. So yeah, this is, yeah, I mean, from the regularity this follows, right? Because you have I mean, one of the equivalent conditions for regularity is that given a point X and a open set U containing the point, you have a open set V whose closure is inside U, something like that.
Okay, no, I just require complete proofs, right? And so now one thing is that the second part, the first part follows from second is obvious.
Sorry, I didn't get your question. What do you exactly want me to do?
No, just I mean just rigorous proof. I will just you tell the complete proof of this exercise. I will expect this.
I mean, why are you asking me to prove? This is your presentation.
No, just see. I just okay. So otherwise, I
mean, I am confused. I mean, what do you exactly want?
No, I want just I discuss with all this exercise with my presentation. Okay. So otherwise, I thoroughly half hours is talk, and then all is I think I like that all guys involved in my presentation. So for this reason, that is don't mind. So if you don't mind, so that just I otherwise no, I'll tell this proof. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, so it is follows easily follows for every locally compact Hausdorff space regular. So from this is fact. So here the second part is follows from the first part is always obvious from second part, and so now we prove the second part from first part. So suppose X is locally compact, and we prove there exists a relatively compact neighborhood V of X such that V bar subset of U. So now by definition of my locally compact space, so so first we take so X. So first we said take X belongs to capital X and any neighborhood U of X. Okay. So since capital X is locally compact, so then there is a compact space C such that and a neighborhood and a neighborhood V such that V contained in C. Okay. So now V is contained in C. So now, so here, so by regularity, so we get always we get a neighborhood V of X such that V bar is subset of U. Okay. So here is V bar, actually V is subset of C, and so V bar is subset of C. Okay. Okay. So sorry. So here is exactly. So where where we get a neighborhood V, sorry, we denote is same V. So where we get suppose W contained in a complex space C. So now for regularity we get a open set V subset of such that V bar subset of W and W subset of C. So V bar subset of C. So since V bar is closed, so and that in contains C, so that V bar is compact. So we get a compact neighborhood V of X such that V bar is subset of U. So now we prove that every locally compact Hausdorff space capital X is a Berry space. Okay. So now for this we require another criteria for Berry space. So we take EI be a sequence of open dense subset of capital X, and we prove that this the intersection of this set is dense. That means U intersection I equals to 1 to infinity EI is non-empty. So for each open set U of capital X. So this is my target, and for this, so since U1 is dense and U is open, so U intersection U1 is non-empty and open. Okay. So thus the existence and since capital X is locally compact, so then by previous exercise we get an open set capital V1 such that V1 bar is compact and V1 bar is subset of U intersection U1. Okay. And since capital X is locally compact, so then by induction we can find open set Vn such that Vn bar is compact and Vn bar subset of Vn minus 1 intersection En for all n greater than 1, where V0 equals to U. So clearly, so Vn bar n greater than equals to 1 is a decreasing sequence of compact and closed subset of a compact space V1 bar and since V1 bar is compact, so in a compact space, any decreasing sequence of compact and closed subset, the intersection is non-empty. So intersect n equals greater than equals to 1, Vn bar is non-empty. So again, the intersection n equals to 1 to Vn bar is that's a subset of intersect En intersection U. So that means U intersection I equals to 1 to infinity EI is non-empty. Okay. So therefore this intersection is dense in capital X. So therefore the every locally compact Hausdorff space is Berry space. Okay. For a corollary, so since every compact Hausdorff space is every locally compact space, so every compact Hausdorff space is a Berry space. So now we prove another important class that is a Berry space, which is and this is the every complete metric space. And for this we required a definition that let capital X be a metric space and the diameter D of E of a non-empty subset E of capital X is defined by D of E equals to sup of D of XY is XY belongs to E. Okay. So now we first prove a lemma that if capital X is complete, so then the intersection C of any decreasing sequence of non-empty closed sets Cn in X with the diameter sequence tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. So then the intersection that contains a single point. That means intersection contains a single point. So for this, first we for each n we choose a point xn belongs to Cn, and if m greater than n and the sequence is decreasing sequence, so then xm belongs to xn, and hence d of xn is less than equals to d of Cn. So since d of Cn is tends to 0, so therefore the sequence xn is a Cauchy sequence, and since capital X is complete, so then there exists a unique sequence x, a unique point x belongs to capital X such that xn tends to x, and xn tends to x. So again, the tail of sequence xn plus 1, that's all belongs to Cn. So Cn is closed, so therefore x belongs to Cn for all n belongs to natural number. So therefore that is x belongs to C. And now for uniqueness, so observe that the d of C, the diameter of C, is less than equals to diameter of Cn. Since diameter of Cn is tends to 0, so the diameter of C is so therefore the diameter of the C contains exactly 1 point. So otherwise the diameter of C always non-zero. So again x belongs to C, so therefore the C contains only singleton point x. So now we prove Berry category theorem for complete metric space. So now every complete metric space capital XD is a Berry space. Okay. So in particular, X cannot be written as a countable union of closed subset with empty interior. Okay. So now for this we use the another criteria, if only criteria for Berry space. So for this, so let UN be a countable family of dense set in capital X. We prove that the intersection in dense in capital X, and for this we show that B intersection G is non-empty for any open ball B. Okay. So now since U1 is open and dense, so B intersection U1 is also open and non-empty. So then we can choose a closed ball such that C1 equals to C. So we just labeling it CR1 X1, the center with X1 with radius R1. So that is a subset of B intersection U1 for some X1 belongs to capital X. Here and 0 less than R1 less than equals to 1. So again, since U2 is open and dense, so okay, so one second. Just okay, just here is some typical mistake that this is actually here is so here is B intersection U is open and non-empty. So then we can choose an open ball, and that open ball and that closer, that, and this is the closed ball, and that label is C1. So CR1 X1, the subset of B intersection U1 for some X1 belongs to S. Okay, and since U2 is open and dense, so that open ball. So suppose we denoted BR1 X1. So here is please replace the CR1 X1 by BR1 X1. So then BR1 X1 intersection U2 is open and non-empty. So then again we can choose a closed ball. Okay, so such that CR2 X2, and that is a subset of CR1 X1 intersection U2 for some X2 belongs to X and 0 less than R2 less than half. So clearly C2 is also subset of B intersection U2. So and C2 is subset of C1. So continuing in this manner, we obtain a decreasing sequence of closed ball Cn, and that is B intersection Un with diameter tending to 0. Okay, so because we choose always the diameter R1, R2, and that first R1 is belongs to 0 to 1, and second R2 is belongs to 0 to half, and third R2 is 0 to 1 by third. So as n tends to infinity, the diameter of Cn is tends to 0. So then by above lemma, the intersection Un is contains a point X in capital X. So therefore X belongs to B intersection UN for all n, and hence X belongs to B intersection G. So therefore B intersection G is non-empty. So therefore capital X is a Berry space. Okay. So this is the Berry category theorem for complete metric space. And so now just we are already sure that the metric space Q is not Berry space. So here the Q is not again Q is not complete. So here the condition of completeness is important. So however, this condition is sufficient condition but not necessary condition. Okay. So this condition is a just a sufficient condition. So so there are non-complete metric space. So that is a Berry space. So for example, this irrational number space. So irrational number space, that is a Berry space, and this is not complete and as well as not locally compact. This is not complete as well as not locally compact. So not complete because so we take suppose 1 by root p where p is prime. So this sequence is a irrational number sequence and that converges to 0. So for that reason this is not complete. And for also again this space is nowhere locally compact. That means it is not locally compact every point. So for this reason, so we take X belongs to, suppose X belongs to irrational number. So if it is compact, so then we get a compact set C and a neighborhood U, that U contained in C. Okay. So again, every compact, again, this compact set C has non-empty interior in R minus Q. So again, this contains an open set, so which is not possible. So for that reason, so this space is not locally compact. Okay. So this space is not locally compact. So however, so every open subset of a Berry space, capital X is a Berry space. So for this, so suppose let N be a countable collection of closed sets of Y that have empty interiors in capital Y. And we show that the union has empty interior in capital Y. So let N bar be the closure of N in X. So since N is closed in Y, so therefore N, so the closure of N bar, so the closure of N in Y, so this is nothing but is actually N bar intersection Y, and that equals to N. So since N is closed, so the set N bar has empty interior in capital X. Okay. So for if U is non-empty open set of capital X contained in N bar, so then U must intersect N. So then U intersection Y is non-empty open set of capital Y contained in N. So contrary to the hypothesis. So now we prove that the union N has empty interior in Y. So if it is not, so if it has empty, if it has interior, say then it contains a open set W of Y, and then the union of the set N bar is also contain the set W bar. So again, since Y is open and W is open in Y, so therefore W is open in capital X. So so again, each N bar, already proved that each N bar has empty interior in capital X. So but the union of N bar has non-empty interior. So this is contradictory with the fact is capital X is a Berry space. So therefore every open subset of a Berry space, capital X is a Berry space. Okay. So now, so that's it. So just to, so if that's it, and any questions, please ask me. Hello.
That's fine.
Okay. Can I stop here?
Yeah, you can stop. Anybody has any question? Okay, well, let me
No, sir.
Okay, we'll end this session. Goodbye.